Oh, what else we got? We got some good ones. We got Capo Caco. Bro, we got...
Howdy, what's up? It's the Joystick Show again, because we do this every week, and it's episode 192.
Oh my god.
You know how it be, man.
That number is getting scary high.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Shout outs to the consistency.
Shout outs to the honest podcasting.
Yeah, pretty much. Real quick, I am Bobby.
Dylan.
Jerry.
And Joey is once again off for the night. He might even be off again next weekend.
Why didn't we make up some fictional 2-month vacation
well,
Joseph Ortega Jr.
So, like,
on?
the thing is like Joey...
Wait, he's the third, isn't he?
No, I was going to mention that, like,
Joey Ortega the third?
No, he's the second. He's the second. His child will be the third.
Oh.
But, no, I was going to say Joey's, like, I think he's doing, like, tech or, like, stage crew stuff for a college performance of Pippin. Mm-hmm. And I was going to mention that, but I just think it's way funnier to just say that Joey's Pippin for like the next 2 weeks. Again. Because Joey was once Pippin and he is now Pippin again.
He should just always be Pippin.
Also, if you've watched the show Ted on Peacock, this is extra funny for you because there's like a character in that show who once played Pippin and now they're just like stuck playing Pippin their entire life. And that's Joey right now.
It actually is.
And that's why he's not on the podcast. Shouts to the voice break.
Once he stops pipping it up, then we're going to get him back here.
Yo, make sure to go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the boys here. And if you want to know what we're talking about, it's been right here. You know, the whole time that I've said the YouTube stuff.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah, now it's gone. Yeah, we got lots of stuff to talk about today, but I'd like to take the reins like Santa, you know, or somebody else who has
someone
reins.
who's real.
Like God. That's a great way to start this podcast.
Hey, subscribe to you.
Yeah, right?
Gotcha.
So yeah, politics. No, I actually wanted to talk about my little one-day trip that I went on.
Oh yeah.
I technically I teased it. You know,
Yeah,
I said
did.
I went on it last week.
Yeah,
I even
did.
edited a little 30-second clip video of stuff I did out there and put it together, so you saw it if you watched last week.
There, bro.
Out there in Philadelphia.
Out there.
But yeah, now I can chronicle my time. I'm just going to start it off by saying that Philadelphia is a mid place. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty mid place, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not a bad place, but it's not like, you know, nobody's going out of their way to be like, we gotta go to Philadelphia, you know?
I mean, if people go to other places in Pennsylvania and not there, it's kind of telling.
Yeah, so, like, again, I don't know shit about anything. I've come to know, like, you know, you probably know me as someone who knows lots of things, right? Like a well-versed person who knows all these facts
I think you're just cocky about yourself.
Point is, I thought I knew Philadelphia. I thought Philadelphia was like this big old grand city. The city's like 5 city blocks, it feels like. It's not that big in comparison to, like, you know, New York City, of course. But, like, it kind of feels like you just, like, drive right through it. And you're like, oh, shit, we're back at, like, the little... I don't even know what you call it, but like where the houses are started up. Like, yeah, not suburbia, but, you know, just like where people live and not the actual city, like skyscrapers and stuff like that. So real quick, the first thing we did is we went to go get some Philly cheesesteaks because that's what you do when you're at Philly.
Oh yeah, right.
Duh. We went to the famous spot where you pick, you know, Pat's or Geno's. My dad told me beforehand that I had to go to Geno's. I went, we ordered our Philly cheesesteak, and I can happily say that shit was ass. That shit was not good at all. I can definitely get a better Philly cheesesteak in New York City.
Damn.
And I would much prefer a chopped cheese if I'm being honestly speaking.
Shit.
There was not enough steak in the sandwich whatsoever. I have pictures, so, you know, boom, evidence. And then also just like the cheese wasn't melted.
Yeah, I already know the name of this chapter. It's Bobby's War Waged on Philadelphia.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you know, the cheesesteak.
It's always sunny there, though, so that's good.
No, it wasn't. It was raining the entire time. It was gray
False
skies, literal pouring rain. We had umbrellas everywhere we went, but we still, you know, made the best.
You lied about it.
After the cheesesteak, we went to an art museum in Philadelphia called the Philadelphia Academy of Fine Arts. I think it's technically a school, but part of it is you know, they have exhibitions and stuff for art. That was pretty cool. You know, we saw some trippy stuff. It wasn't really like themed, so to speak. So like you go into a new room and you just kind of get hit with new art, you know? So you're like, oh shit. But it was a cool vibe. I thought it was dope. Another quick interesting tidbit of information to throw in was across the street, as we were walking up to the place, I couldn't help but notice that there was a woman crossing the street going into the building across the street And she was wearing like a backless dress. So like her whole back up to like where her ass crack would be was exposed. And it was like a fairy costume or something like that. And I didn't bring it up to Mildred because we were talking about something completely different.
Was there a convention?
There was a convention. As we got closer, it started to make a lot more sense. There were lightsabers and, cosplayers. And it turns out that weekend was Philadelphia Fan Expo or something like that. Quickly, went up on to search who was across the street. Some pretty big names, man. I was across the street from fucking, what's this guy's name? Machete? Danny Trejo. Bro, shit. He was right there. Man. A couple people from Star Wars, Rosario Dawson, Hayden Christensen. But for the most part, I just wanted to throw that piece of information out.
It kind of sounds like when you go somewhere and you want it to be like, and like J-Lo ate a block away.
Right there. She was right there. I didn't see her, but she posted an Instagram and I was there at around the same time.
I was like, oh my God, I know where that place is.
We went to the Airbnb. The Airbnb was pretty chill. And then after that, we did arguably my favorite thing of the weekend, which was we went to go see, not paintball, we went to go see the London Film Orchestra play paintball live on fuck you, Dylan. We went to go watch them perform classic movie scores from we thought it was only Hans Zimmer because that's how it's advertised, but when you get there you find out that it's a collaboration of both Hans Zimmer's works and John Williams. So just like every famous movie score you've ever heard. I liked it a lot. Mildred was on the fence about it because she didn't like how they did Inception's song, but I was like, everything else was fine. So, it just wasn't like how you hear it in the movie. Everything else was kind of like one-to-one, so to speak. That one, there's some flair going on. I don't know what it was. Also, shout outs to the one solo vocalist. It was just this woman who'd sit on a chair, and every like 5 to 10 minutes, she would sit up, go to the microphone, and you would just hear the voice of God. Just like the highest thing. Like that was her instrument, so to speak. So she was fucking killing it. So then we did that. We went to a really great Italian restaurant, ate some good food, went to sleep. The next day, we went to a Mexican restaurant in like Little Mexico in Philadelphia. It was really funny. Like we just drove 5 blocks in a different direction, and it just got way more ghetto. It was like we're back home. Like it really felt like we were on Graham Avenue or something like that. But it turns out that's kind of like the whole big Mexican town. We went to a restaurant. I don't know the woman's name, but she's actually a really famous chef, and she was there. So we went for Cinco de Mayo, which was kind of like the whole thing. I tried barbacoa. What did I have? I had like the lamb. Turns out I don't like it that much. It's a little gamey for my liking.
It's very gamey.
That's kind of the texture is a big thing for me.
As the pit master.
Yeah.
Which maybe we'll talk
a little too gamey, too savory for my liking, but still had a good time. It was nice to be in the culture. And then the last thing we did is we went to go visit the Philadelphia Museum of Art, I think it's called, but that's basically where it's the Rocky Steps. So we went to the Rocky Steps, took pictures with the Rocky statue, and it was cool.
Hung out with Rocky.
So it was a vibe. Yeah, it was a good time. Overall, I'll say my trip was a solid 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10. Not that we're ranking trips now on the podcast, but that's kind of.
I think
it was more so to just kind of like, not that I didn't have a good time because I really did. It was just more to like kind of mirror how I feel about Philadelphia. Okay, and it's just nothing to write home about.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Though. If you went to the Poconos, would have you had a better time? Like if you did like if you did like.
I think I would have had an equally all right time, if not a more peaceful time.
Okay.
Is that fair to say? Because I wouldn't have been able to do all that extracurricular fun stuff. It's more hokey. Everything closes like 9 over there.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So, but overall, decent time. Even Mildred kind of came back. She was like, and I was like, hey, I had fun. Like as long as you had fun.
Yeah,
so.
all right. Trip is a trip.
But. Watch Minnesota be like the best city ever. Be like, oops. Like,
when are you going?
June. I don't know the exact date, but I will
watch out.
Communicate.
I'll buy a fucking plane ticket to Minnesota last minute.
Well, watch me actually be you get there. You're actually in St. Paul. You're like, fuck, bro. I'm 10 minutes away. God damn it.
Yeah. So you had something you were gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I don't know if you guys watched it at all, like or caught any of it. The Brady roast.
No, I wanted to.
Yeah, it's like the #1 thing on fucking Netflix right now. I saw like a good hour of it.
Okay.
And then I caught like who's were good? Jeff Ross and Nikki Glazer were good.
Oh, Nikki's on.
Yeah,
she's on it.
They were both fucking going in on fucking on Tom Brady. But like I was thinking about it, and I saw some comments online after I watched the hour of it, and it was like This isn't even like a roast of Tom Brady. This is a roast of his fucking ex-wife. So yeah, it's fucking. They're just going in on her like half the time, and
he probably loved it. He was like,
yeah, exactly. I was like, this guy's a fucking genius, bro.
Be the night of my life. I'd be like, fuck yeah, say more bad shit about this woman.
Yeah, keep going.
I looked it up, and you know how like they always have like off limits stuff.
Yeah,
his off limits was his kids.
Fair.
And his wife, his ex-wife, after, she was like, "Oh, like it caused damage to our family or something like that."
That's hard. That's like a really hard off limits with the way Tom Brady kisses his children. I mean, that's joke fuel, right?
He actually went up to fucking Jeff Ross, like I think he said a joke, and he was like, "Don't repeat that shit ever again."
It was something about Robert Kraft.
Yeah, he said something about Robert Kraft and massages or something like that.
I heard about that. But like, bro, like, it's a roast. You have to be able to take the fucking heat. That's the whole point of it, you know?
He goes up to Tom after and like apologizes, like off mic. And then I think Kevin Hart comes back up and he's like, "Why are you being such a pussy, bro?" Like, it's a fucking roast.
Oh my god. Did it have like the same like energy or cadence of the Comedy Central roasts?
I thought I felt a little bit different.
Did it feel classier, so to speak?
I don't know,
because I feel like they usually feel tacky. You know?
No, they usually are tacky. Because my question is, like, I know maybe you know about it, but like the Dean Martin roasts from back in the day, kind of like the OG ones. Like, I feel like nobody's really come back to try to replicate that old feel of when the roast felt equally as like raunchy and like over the top as much as they felt like a group of gentlemen hanging out smoking cigars, like, fuck this guy, you know what I mean? But like nobody's really been able to capture that.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that.
The Comedy Central roasts are really just like, we're gonna bully this fucking guy for an hour
even then the Comedy Central roasts were kind of like very well produced.
No, absolutely.
They were like planned out. There were sets. You had to sit where you had to sit.
And
every comedian's set was built in a way where you had to joke about each individual person.
And I also want to mention, everything that I've said is I am a fan of the Comedy Central roast. I always looked forward to them every year. Like, they were a big staple of the Comedy Central watching habit to this guy right here. But what I'm saying is I'm interested in seeing if like the Netflix version was a little classier, like those old Dean Martin ones. But
absolutely.
Either way, I want to see it.
I was confused about like I'm confused about how roasts work, right? Because I haven't watched a few of them. So Jeff Ross is like the roast master, right?
In most cases.
Yeah. So I think he was in this one, and then Kevin Hart is like the host.
Well, actually, no. So the roast master is the host of the roast, right? Actually, no. Hold on. I actually see now.
I was so confused about.
I'm getting confused. I'm getting confused because I'm pretty sure the roast master is the person who hosts the roast, and I think Jeff Ross has like the moniker of roast master because of like how many contributions. So that's where it confuses me.
Oh, okay.
But in previous like Comedy Central roasts, there's been, in fact, I don't really ever remember Jeff Ross being the roast master. He was on every year.
He was the original one,
but it was always hosted by like Seth MacFarlane, Kevin Hart, like another bigger name comedian, so to speak. So.
Yeah, I was confused about that. That was the only thing.
But yeah, I have to check that out.
I have to get to the rest of it.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a fun watch. You got something to contribute, dog?
Maybe not.
Wow, really?
Maybe so.
Dylan's blanking out already.
I'm not blanking out.
At the 14-minute mark.
You know what else is weird about the roast, though? If you want, I could keep going on about this.
Jerry, you can go on for fucking
because
30 minutes.
It's fucking like Tom Brady and his friends, right? So half of them are fucking football players that you've never even fucking heard speak.
Yeah.
So what's this other dude? I think it's another quarterback on the Patriots.
Who?
I don't know. It's
Garoppolo.
No, maybe he's not a Patriot. It's a wide receiver.
Oh,
it's one of his. I think it's all of his receivers.
Does he have like a southern accent?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's like a very like serious white guy.
No, it's a football guy.
Yeah. And so they're making jokes about like how all of his receivers are white except for I think one guy. All that kind of stuff.
Wes Welker.
Gotta love that football humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I wasn't expecting to laugh. I was like, oh, this guy's fucking About to just skip through this.
Mad random, but this guy has a really funny, of all people to have a joke about it, Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin has like a side stand-up career. Mm-hmm. He has a pretty funny joke about like how athletes are perceived as stupid from like their post-game interviews or their mid-game interviews, and he's like, bro, you do fucking 2.5 hours of cardio and have somebody ask you questions. The only fucking thing you'll be able to say is, we played good, it was good, and that's that. You know what I mean? They just
say that shit about Gronk. Yeah, Gronk was there. And they're like, oh, he's a fucking idiot, basically.
Oh shit.
Gronk's great, bro.
But yeah, now that you've had time to think of what to contribute, what are you bringing?
I have what I would like to call.
What are you bringing to this potluck of conversation?
This is the most important time of year, right? So to set the stage a little bit, we just got done watching a travesty.
Yeah,
and that was the Knicks.
We still have
losing.
pride.
We still have pride of our New York teams.
Yeah.
And Bobby said you have to take the sign down, but that's not why I made the sign. I made the sign because of another sport.
New York team that's
another
going
New York
to fucking
team
work. That's 3
better
games
than the Knicks. In proximity of their sport, considering they were like the number 1 team in the league
and dangerously close to the Knicks in proximity
because they play in the same place, and that is the New York Rangers.
Yeah,
they are a fucking machine of people. They got the coolest names in the league too. I don't know if you guys know that. They got the coolest named people.
They got the coolest mustaches in the league. That's what I'll say.
Give me some names.
Mika Zibanejad.
What?
Igor Shesterkin. Bro,
what's this guy's name? Chris Knoblauch.
Oh yeah.
Right,
bro,
I got it.
You sound like made up names.
Oh, they are. They made them up.
Say the first one again.
Huh?
It's the first one.
Mika Zibanejad.
You're putting Dylan on the spot. He's like, this motherfucker made that shit up. He's like, say it again.
Zibanejad.
And he's like, and he's like half Canadian, half Swedish, but he has a name like, what the fuck is going on? What else we got? We got some good ones. We got Capo Caco. Bro, we got Alexei Lafreniere. Bro, we got everyone, bro. We got the whole gang.
Hell yeah.
And then you also got Adam Fox, homie, just chilling.
Just one
Andre Miller, chilling.
I was gonna have a few regulars.
I was gonna say this is like a perfect little way for me to jump in for a second because, like you mentioned, it's a really big time for sports, especially New York sports with the Knicks popping off and the Rangers popping off.
Correct.
And the other day, New York, the Knicks weren't playing, so I was like, what's going on? There's no other games really on. The Rangers were playing. So I turned that game on, and it was my first time watching hockey. Never really watched it before, in person or out person, right? And what I have deduced is hockey is easily the funniest sport to watch. It is hilarious.
It is.
And I say that with as much respect as I can give to these people, because obviously not only does it take an incredible amount of athleticism and skill to play the game, I can't even fucking ice skate. So like props to them, right? But it's just so fucking hilarious to watch 4 to 5 giant men just like in a corner of the ice rink, just scrambling for a puck, just sticks everywhere, and you can't see where the. Also, huge shout outs to the camera crew who fucking tracked that puck on that ice, because I can't even see it watching the game.
That is like the main like deterrent of hockey, and it takes a bit. But like knowing where, like all the guys are there, so that's how you can follow the puck, because you're like they're all there, there they are, But like just tracking where the puck is like a big part of the game.
It's really hard.
It's hard. It's like that's why I kind of like That's why baseball is my favorite sport, because it's just kind of like, where is the ball? It's like, where the fucking ball is. You know where it is. Football. Where he has it. Yeah. The quarterback has it.
I also like I noticed whenever like a person has the puck and they're making a play to the goal, like they're going to go for a shot. Like it's always like a 50-50 because it's either going to get blocked or it's not. But like you said, it's hard to keep track of like how fast the puck goes or where it goes specifically, that I can never fucking visually tell if it's a goal. So I just wait to hear the horn and then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so fucking hard. Yeah. But funny sport. Funny sport.
They're like blocking the shit with their legs.
But my prediction. You guys ready for my?
I am ready.
My prediction. It's going to be the Rangers and the Dallas Stars.
Stars? That's Daltouche's team.
That's the number 1 and the number 2 team, essentially. Dallas Stars have always been good for many years, but they choke it. That's like their thing. They've been good. People don't really pay attention to them. But if you really look close, you're like, oh, this is actually one of the better teams in the league over the last 5 years. So it's gonna be a dogfight, and it's not. If it's not that, I'm stupid. So
be like that.
Yeah.
You're not usually stupid though, so you can take an L here and there.
I'm pretty stupid.
That doesn't happen very often, right?
Dylan being stupid? No.
No, I was gonna say like first seed and second seed playing in finals.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't I don't know if they were the first in the West, maybe, but they were very really good. So
cool.
Do they have cool names? Probably. I know less of the people on that team. Rupe Hintz.
Make one up right now. Hockey name. Go.
Jarko Rituiti.
Can you even re-say it again?
Jarko Rituiti.
Is that a real person?
No.
Okay, you almost had me for a second. I was like, this motherfucker. You almost got me.
I did.
I could talk about
So
not talking about
Jerry's talking. Shut up.
Since we're still on sports, I was gonna say I made my first fucking sports bet.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
Jerry Dillon. This is your
first.
Let's go.
So my first fucking dub yesterday. So I made no. It was, I don't know if it was yesterday, but it was on the Celtics and Cavs game.
Okay.
And I bet. No, this is my second win, but it was insane how close this was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I bet Tatum gets 20 points. That's easy, right?
Okay.
But I needed a bigger multiplier, so I also bet the game was under 212 points.
Okay.
212 and a half.
Yeah.
And
the under is always so close.
It's so hard, bro, because they were playing mad good. They scored I think 70 points in the first quarter. I was like, fuck, this shit is done. And then fucking fourth quarter, they just both sub in their bench and they score like 3 points total or some shit like that. I was like, yes.
So how many points under was it?
It was 212 under, 212 and a half under had to be, and they scored 212.
0.5.
And that's with like a miracle
yeah, they both just decided fuck this.
That's amazing.
Shit. Yeah, so I think Jerry's good. He doesn't even need my wisdom or knowledge in this field. I feel like Jerry's already got a few wins.
Listen, I just sit back and watch.
And it's like
I'm terrified of gambling.
Oh, it is very terrifying. However, I have discovered a fun way to gamble. And it's better than to just not know. It's better to just like have a hunch and be like, this guy's good.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy's pretty. This guy, I think this guy sucks.
You gotta smell it.
You just gotta know. I remember I've had like premonitions where I've been like, oh, this is probably gonna happen in this game, and it happens immediately, and then I'm like, but I didn't believe it. You know what I mean? I didn't really. Like, I'm not betting with my heart. I'm betting with my brain, and that's incorrect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that announcement to everyone.
Bet with your heart, guys.
Bet with your heart, not with your mind.
Also, guys, don't gamble. It's not amazing, but if you're gonna do it at your own risk.
If you do not have the money to gamble, do not do it.
Don't do it.
I'm sorry.
Let's start with that disclaimer.
So, I know it's like people are like, oh, it's like so terrible. And true, gambling addiction is a horrible thing. But it's like, if you don't got the money,
right? You got a free bet here.
You have to have the money to do it. So it's like, where'd you get the money? Did you borrow it? Like, where, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't borrow money to bet.
But now that you know, fucking. Gambling bad, gamble at your own risk, don't borrow money to bet. After those three, bet with your heart, not your brain.
Yes.
Glad we got that down pat.
What, do you think we'll get like demonetized?
No, I want to be good, fucking like a good influence to our viewers, you know, because all these people that are watching are gambling addicts and they're trying to get out of the woods, and I'm here to support them, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I kid you not. If you go to the YouTube analytics, it tells you like, you know, the viewership stuff. It's like geography in the United
Gambling
States.
Addicts.
It's like male, female. We're like 98% female. And then it's like professions. And gambling addict is It's a profession. It's a profession. I kid you not. These people are doing it that often. It's a career for them. Yeah.
So Joystick said yes. Hit the fucking button. 10K down the drain.
Bro, they have parlays on the Joystick show, bro. They're like, what's the over-under on Dylan burping this week?
Bro, I made a crisp like 8 cents betting on Joey not being here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What's the return on that?
That'll be the day.
Very bad.
That'll be the day. I have another thing to talk about. Bit nerdy, but, you know, That's what we do here. We talk nerdy shit.
White and flirty.
If you didn't know already, we talk lots of stuff here at the Joystick Show. We talk movies, we talk music, shows, sports,
everything.
But one thing I'd argue we got to bring up a little more often is the games, because I like it to games. You like it to games. He likes it to games. We all like it to games. It's kind of how we all became friends in the first place and started this channel. And I kind of realized that lots of life stuff kind of came in the way. There was just kind of getting stuff prepared for Joystick for the revamp that we want to do. On top of that, I got into a relationship that I wasn't really like expecting to be in, and all that is to say that I haven't been able to give as much time to gaming as I would have wanted to in the first half of this year. And that's important because last year I made a very important goal on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That this year I would achieve 30 platinums. Wow. And Jerry even made a funny joke on that podcast saying that it would be about 2.5 platinums a month to get that, goal done, interestingly enough. I'm happy to report that I have like 4, so it's going to be rough. But I got my 4th recently with Ghost Runner 2. Talked about that last week. Don't want to talk about it again. But I'm currently on track to get my 5th in a new game that I kind of want to talk about.
Okay.
I don't really want to review it, so to speak, because I haven't beaten it, and I don't find it fair to until I've beaten it. But I do want to talk about it because I think it's been one of the more interesting and unique gaming experiences that I have sort of been a part of in recent years. So the game I'm playing is called Tunic. If you haven't heard about it, it is heavily inspired by like Legend of Zelda, specifically like Link to the Past, those old kind of top-down quest adventure sort of games, right? In playing it, I realized 2 things. The first thing, which I technically realized second, but I want to bring up first, is that it gets hard kind of quick. Like you notice you die really fast to enemies, or it takes hard, or like even getting used to the combat can be kind of difficult. And I realized that it's because it's a mixture of those top-down Zelda-fi kind of games with a Souls game. So you kind of have to be very precise about how you fight things and roll away, and you have to track your stamina and stuff like that. There's even bonfires.
You're getting Titan Souls vibes.
So yeah, kind of like that, except you don't die in one hit. But very, very cool, very questy. And then the other thing that I noticed, which you'll notice very, very quickly into playing the game, is the game tells you absolutely nothing. There's no intro tutorial. There's no like press this button to do this. When you read a sign, it's in some ineligible, like, runic text that you can't read. Wow. So literally, you have to figure out everything on your own. And one interesting thing that the game does do to counteract that is one of the main collectibles in the game are these things called manual pages. And if you find them, they're literally like what would be the pages in the game's manual. And you can access them in the game. Even those manuals, some of the text will be like that same runic language, and you have to refer to other pages that you haven't found yet. But that's how you find out not only how you have to play the game and what you have to do, but also like where you are and like what is actually happening narratively speaking. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's why I find it really interesting. Like I've been sort of addicted to it because it's not really like I know what I'm doing. Like I go into it and I'm like, okay, I have an idea of where to go next. And then I get there and I'm like, oh, I saw this in a page before. Let me pull up that map. Okay, now I know what I'm looking for. But it's really cool because it's just like you just kind of jump into it. The game does have like a no fail mode, which is like it's basically like an accessibility feature built in where if you don't want to die, you could just kind of play the game at your own leisure. I'm not doing it personally. It doesn't void trophies, but I want to actually experience the game and play it. I spent like 2 hours on a boss last night, like 3 hours on a boss today. Like they're fucking really annoying, but they're mad fun. But overall, I've just had a ball with Tunic. And again, too early to rate it, but I think it's going to get a decently high score from me. So stay tuned for that. And also just want to throw in that my next game that I'll be playing is one that I discovered a week ago called Severed Steel, which I found out is like kind of similar to Ghost Runner. It's like one of those first-person shooter action platformers kind of thing. Okay. But it has like a gun, and it's like not. It doesn't really have. It has an art style, but it's not like a realistic look. It kind of looks like Super Hot kind of vibes. And every comment and criticism that I've seen of the game says the same thing. They're like, if you don't care about like the story or the art design, the gameplay is fucking mad fun. So I was like, that's all I need to hear. But that's Bobby's Gaming Corner.
Jerry's Gaming Corner. I'm about to just fucking play Borderlands 2 again.
Let a boy know. Let a boy know.
What a vibe.
I will re-download it ASAP.
Yeah, it's about time. It's like Minecraft,
We gotta
play Minecraft.
That's what we need, the 2-week Minecraft.
Oh
binge.
my god!
Every year,
guys. Like
Jose's secretly pissed at you about that, right?
What
about like how because like how
yeah, Loki secretly.
Yeah, he is. He's like really pissed at you about that. You know how you and Jose like you share your console like your linking thing, like how Jerry and I do it. Because of that, Jose can't download Minecraft because of your settings.
Why? And
like his maps are all on there. So Jose like every like month and a half is like, I want to play fucking Minecraft, but Dylan like I can't play it because he has to like go through this whole process with you to get it.
I don't know if he has your account. I guess he doesn't have your account anymore or something. I don't know.
I don't know why that would be the case. I mean, I know that like the old maps, I know that like some of them went with the hard drive.
Yeah.
But I don't know about like the new ones. I don't know.
Man, I've said it. I
don't think there's any. I think I just fucked up. I think I changed my setting back before you downloaded it. I don't know.
I'm trying to get my hands on the OG joystick.
Yeah.
I'm talking the Xbox.
That's gonna take fucking some
kind
kind of data excavation, man.
I mean, the thing is,
it said there was a way, but it's like convoluted, right?
There's good news and bad news. Well, here's the end goal is if we really want to like find the map, like worst comes to worst, we could technically like plug in the Xbox and just do it that way. But the good news and bad news with that is that I have located the power like charger for the Xbox, but not the Xbox. So when I find that, we'll be able to go forward in that.
Let's do a video record of the whole house.
No, yeah, like a whole fucking we have the Elgato, right? But I as far as like extracting the map and putting it on PS5, I think it's possible, but I think it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's more fun to build it again anyway.
But anyway, fucking all that to say, when we were 16, Jerry and I had a Minecraft world, bro. You're jealous. You would have wanted to be a part of it, bro. We had shit going on. We had a mountain base, bro. I had art. It was great. It was fantastic. We built the estate map from Modern Warfare 2 over the course of a week for no fucking reason. We just built the house. You want to build the house?
We need to build something. We need something to build.
Minecraft for you. I showed it to Mildred the other day because she was like, "Do you ever play a game that's like therapeutic?" And I'm like, "This is
Apex Legends."
Yeah. Oh, real quick tangent.
Overwatch,
quick tangent. I found another game that I initially got because I thought it would be therapeutic, and it's just addictive and makes me upset. And that is Tetris Effect.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
And it's funny that I say that because I feel like I'm starting to get the Tetris Effect where I just see the blocks falling in my head, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I play it a little too much, and then my brain is like, all right, you're done. You're done. Yeah. Play something else or read a book. You're
going to be dreaming of shit.
Yeah. But that, again, Bobby's Gaming Corner. Da-da-da.
Bro, we gotta get that Tetris Versus game, bro.
There's a Tetris Versus game?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I thought Tetris Effect was the Versus game.
I think they might have a Versus mode.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
And that might be it.
But shout outs. I could also mention one more thing.
You don't think I have a gaming corner?
You have a gaming corner?
You don't think I have a gaming corner?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for you to say it.
You don't think I have a gaming corner?
No, I'm just waiting.
You don't think I have a gaming corner?
You just said the same thing 4 times in a row, so.
Bobby.
Dylan.
Do you not think? No, I mean, I've been playing the same few games. Number 1 of that would be MLB. Number 2 of that would be also MLB. I just want to see Bobby do that for 3 hours.
Gotcha.
But no, I mean, it's just simply a fun time imagining other people rage quit. Because, MLB just takes way too long. The 3-inning games, I choke. And the 9-inning games, it takes like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. That's mad long. And my favorite thing to do is if I'm losing or it's like a really close game, I just leave or pause the game for a few minutes. Because you get 3 minutes of pause time. This is the strategy.
It's a rule.
Right? So, if you use some of it, you get more. So I use a minute in the first couple of innings, and then by the 7th inning I'll have 4 minutes of pause time. So I'll wait for I'll have first and third, 1 out, something mad stressful. I'll go pause, I'll pee, I'll get soda. This guy's probably Like he has his controller. He's like, bro, I'm trying to pitch. He brought in like fucking, I don't know.
You're the worst person.
name of Mariano Rivera. I don't know. He brings in some fucking pitcher, right? He's like ready. He's like, oh man, I'm pitching. I'm just like, yeah, I'm taking my time.
Oh my god.
I'll like go on my phone for the first 3 pitches and then pick up the controller and hit a home run. I'll be like, yeah, what?
It's a strategy.
Yeah, but then I'll get too distracted. Now I'm like too casual about it. Like I'll play franchise and just like sim half a season or some shit, you know what I mean? So now it's like I'm not locked in at all, so I'll just be like on my phone or whatever and I'll strike out and I'll be like, was I just playing this game right now? Like I'm so checked out. But right now I'm 9-7. That's my record.
Okay.
Usually I have a better record by now and then I lose it at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we're starting off pretty poorly, so
That's good.
if I played more, I would definitely be on. Like if I was playing ranked like I do in any other game, like Overwatch or something, my record would probably be negative.
Yeah,
but can't have it.
We can't all be Luca, man.
Can't have it.
Yeah, we can't
have it. Guys.
Can't all be Luca. Last thing that I can jump it onto because you're gonna see how I segue this shit.
Yeah.
I watched a movie. I've just been watching movies lately. It's gonna be a theme here. Okay. Mm-hmm. I watched a movie. It's from 2014, I want to say. Never watched it. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it, so much so that I believe when I watched it with Mildred, I gave it a 10 out of 10. And I still hold it to be a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
And that is a movie called Begin Again.
Okay.
It is a musical dramedy film that stars Mark Ruffalo, Keira Knightley, Adam Levine, this guy James Corden, a couple other people. The story is about an alcoholic music producer who's like tied to a label he started with an old artist friend of his, who's struggling to find new talent. Gets fired from the label and bumps into Keira Knightley's character, who's kind of like this up-and-coming indie songwriter in New York City, so to speak. Okay. And how they meet and develop an album together so that they can work on, like, distributing it, right? And then there's more tied to the plot. There's some B-side story plots, like her love life, his love life with his wife. He has, like, a daughter played by Haley Steinfeld, who's also in the movie. This guy plays the artist Mos Def, Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def. So there's a lot of big names in the movie. In fact, I remember when the intro credits were going on, I was like, who the fuck isn't in this movie? But I find it funny that I'd never heard about the movie before because I really, really liked it. And I remember the main reason I gave it a 10 out of 10 was because I really liked the story. I liked the decisions that the director and the writers made with the story specifically, like how to send characters in different directions. And then specifically for me, the story takes place in New York City, but it's so like ridiculously authentic. Like they shoot on the subway, they shoot, in broad daylight in the streets of New York City to the point where you recognize locations. So for that, it was just really like refreshing to see, because usually it's like sets or. Firstly,
yeah, I mean it's either like a really like half a block of a set, or like it's like not even New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I found it funny because I afterwards, it wasn't until the movie ended that I saw the director's name, and I was like, fuck, his name is so familiar. And I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'll put it here. He's also the director of the movie Once, which, if you know about it, is a really, really popular musical dramedy film that came out in the early 2000s, and I love that movie. So it just kind of clicked for me. I was like, oh shit, like made a movie in New York, like hell yeah, like of course I'm gonna love it. But the last thing I'll say about this movie was that the music in it is very, very good, because it has
to be, I feel.
It's not a musical, so to speak. Yeah. It's a musical in the sense that it has songs and they're a major plot point to the story, but they're not, the traditional Broadway or like Hollywood musicals.
They're not show tunes.
They're songs. They're songs that are written by songwriters. In fact, they're written by the director himself. He's a songwriter with like a partner that he has or whatever. And one song that he sings in particular, or one song that's sung in the movie in particular, is like a song that Keira Knightley writes for her boyfriend Adam Levine. And then later on in the movie, he becomes a rock star, breaks up with her, and then ends up like using the song and like making it way, way better at the end of the movie. Or not like better, but like it goes from being like this little like intimate song she played for him in a bedroom to being like a produced song with a band and everything like that. And it's funny because at the end of the movie, Mildred was like, I always liked his version way better. And I'm like, the one with the singer, like the actual singer who sings the song? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's way fucking better. With that being said, it's now time for Jam Yam
Slam.
Bam of the week.
Bam, blam.
This jam of the week is going to go to...
Why did you say like a sponsor?
It's going to go to Lost Stars by Adam Levine, or Maroon 5, depending on how you look at it, because that's the song that I was just talking about. Whoa!
Hey.
Like how I did that. It is specifically his version. It's actually off of the same Maroon 5 album that has Maps and Animal or something like that. Whatever, I forgot the song is called. The point is, I found it weird because I've listened to that album before, but I'd never like put one and one together that movie was from, or rather that song was from a movie, because I'd never seen it before. But now that I've seen it,
wait, when did this movie come out?
2014. Like
oh, in my head, I was thinking, I didn't think it was new, but in my head, I was thinking this was like...
No, I also did too.
I thought it was like 2019.
Dude, for the first third of the movie that I was watching it, I swore this movie came out like 2018, 2019, 2020.
That's what I just assumed.
Yeah. In fact, it wasn't until I saw Haley Steinfeld in the movie that I was like, she looks really young there. And I was like, oh, because she was legit like 17.
Oh.
But anyway, that's my jam.
Okay. I have a beautiful, beautiful song for you guys, and that is "Let's Go" by E-Town Concrete.
Okay.
Do you guys like rap rock? Do you guys like hardcore music? Do you guys like a Spanish / bossa nova guitar lick?
Huh. I like all three of those things. I don't know if I like them together.
All of the lyrics are just like, we're coming out here live tonight, even though it's not a live song.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, get up guys, get ready. But it's a fucking banger. It merges genres that shouldn't exist. But this is like a New Jersey, like I said, like kind of like a Limp Bizkit hardcore, elements of like Trapped, like that kind of sound. But yeah, fucking kicks ass. This isn't really like a good song of theirs, but it came up on shuffle. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I like it. Let's go.
All right.
Nice.
Let's go.
My song of the week is gonna be a Fabulous song, and I usually can't give a Fabulous song because they're not on Spotify and Apple Music.
Oh shit! Because
they're like all his good songs are mixtapes, right? So, but recently Apple Music, they just put his mixtapes, Soul Tape 1, 2, and 3, I think all three of them on there, and Spotify has them under like someone else's name.
Oh yeah.
So
it's under a podcast.
Yeah, it's some weird shit. It's under some guy named like John Jackson. I was like, what the fuck? But I'm going to pick a song called Riesling Rolling Papers. And it's off Soul Tape 1.
Fire.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for watching the Joystick Show. Before we end, earlier tonight, the Joystick Show unfortunately suffered a loss. Someone that's been near and dear to our hearts for 10 years.
Yep.
And that is my microphone. This actually isn't my microphone. This is Joey's microphone. Thank God this was a three-person one today. But this was the microphone that we bought 10 years ago to start making joystick content. I remember days where two of us would sit behind this microphone. I remember days where all 4 or 5 of us would sit behind this one fucking microphone, and Jose and Joey on the corners would be super quiet. But regardless, rest in peace to the fallen soldier. Got to get a new one of you. And thanks for serving us proudly. If you like this episode of The Joystick Show, like I mentioned before, make sure to like this episode of The Joystick Show.
Please like it.
Yes, please. Also, you can subscribe if you're feeling like it. That would that help us tremendously to get those numbers up.
Tremendously.
Like we said last week, stay tuned for the revamp that should be coming in the next 2 weeks. Also, stay tuned for Joey, who hopefully also should be coming in the next 2 weeks. He's still pipping. He's getting that done. And
he's pipped up right now.
And last but not least, you know what? I say we end this podcast with one of those endings where we all say a word in the sentence, okay? So ready? Thanks.
Left.
When?
Shut up. It's over. The episode ended. The episode ended. That's it.
We
thanks left.